Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we've been talking all week about this story since it broke, about the Pontiac, Michigan mom, Kelli Marie Bryant, age 34, who's currently locked up with a $250 million bond for abandoning her 3 children. 1 boy, 2 girls, presently aged 15, 13, and 12, respectively. I done said all I can say about it. A lot of you have voiced your displeasure in the shock and awe that somebody that's a mother could be so trifling and just selfish. And, you know, we ran all the way around the board with this situation. Today, I want to do something a little bit different because I'm going to show you something that just broke out and might answer a lot of questions that all of us obviously had, where she was at, and if these children, if somebody knew these children were in the house, but not knowing about their condition. Today, I want to show you this news article that just broke around 24 minutes ago with TV7, Fox Detroit News, WXYZ. Shout out to them. This will be useful information with answering some of your questions, but no matter what, it's a trifling, tragic story. And after hearing this, it makes the story that much more worse. Take a look.
But we begin tonight with questions still swirling regarding 3 children that investigators say were abandoned for years inside a Pontiac home. Where was the mom living that whole time? Welcome to 7 News Detroit at 6. I'm Carolyn Clifford.
And I'm Mike Duffy. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Kelli Bryant is facing federal charges of child abuse after investigators discovered her children living in filth and squalor for years. And today, our team found out where Bryant may have been living.
And that's not all. 7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels is also listening to the children's grandparents tonight and a neighbor who says he actually had interactions with the kids before.
Up until this point, many of us believe that the 3 children living in this home had no contact with anyone except for their mother for nearly 5 years. Well, today we learned that at least a handful of times they did call out to a neighbor.
Was it just that one time?
Maybe 2 or 3 times.
A father himself, Jamar Johnson, tells me he felt the need to share that he heard the 3 kids abandoned in squalor in this Pontiac home. For 6 months, he has lived 2 doors down, and occasionally they yelled out their window to him.
Just, they say, hey, nice car. But, and I might wave back at them, but that's it. There's no way that I could have known that they were in a terrible situation.
Johnson says how could he know that the room the children were calling from was stacked 4 feet high with mold, feces, and trash. He says he never saw them outside, but he saw their mother, 34-year-old Kelli Marie Bryant.
She would be outside for hours and hours with a friend.
Johnson says Bryant was always in a car with a friend. He never saw her go inside, and he wonders who was that friend? Did they know who Bryant was hiding?
She's from here, she's from there, we don't know where she resides.
So many have been wondering where Bryant herself lived while her children sat in isolation. Court documents show 2 addresses. At one of them, I talked to a woman who confirmed Bryant was living here.
Were you guys living together?
The house is about 6 minutes away from where Bryant's children were. The woman behind the door telling me that Bryant always told them the kids were with their dad, and Bryant actually played with other people's kids. The 3 children, ages 15, 13, and 12, are currently staying with their maternal grandpa. Over the phone, their paternal grandpa, Samuel White, tells me he and the kids' father have been trying to see the kids for years.
But it just hurt because it's not the fact that she had to take them through that. Why would she do that and that wasn't the situation?
White says that he personally asked Bryant to bring the kids around. The answer was always no, begging the final question and perhaps the biggest question, why would she do this?
How are you guys coping with that?
I mean, it's sickening because it was like we wasn't running from the situation. We always asked about them. They doing all right, but it's a lot of scar there. It's a lot of scars.
Bryant will be back in court March 4th for a probable cause conference. In Pontiac, Sarah Michaels, 7 News Detroit.
Guys, you heard it. Neighbors seen the children. Once in a while, they would scream out the window and give him compliments about his vehicle, among other things, I guess. And he would wave, but he never interacted with them because he lived 2 doors down. And as bad as this whole story is, I mean, it don't get no better than this. Let's be honest, it don't get no better than this. This is straight up unadulterated neglect and abandonment to the highest form. The thing that I want to talk about today, in which they talked about, is 2 things. First thing is, the other day, the DA said that she refuses to say where she was at and claimed she was homeless. She wasn't, because that's her house. She just chose not to go back there. She was living with other people. Her social media and stuff is unlocked. And I was looking at it yesterday. She had a boo thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to show his picture because he ain't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? He ain't the main focus of the story. But I want you to look up here at this picture of her in jail. How she looks. Very withdrawn. Very all huddled up and just stupid looking. The reason why she looks like that is because she feels, see, I'm going to tell you, she feels the heat of the neglect that she willfully did. And she knows no matter what she says, she looks bad. And she knows she wasn't supposed to do that. When you get locked up for doing something crazy, in the first 24-hour period, especially when you wake up and realize where you at and it wasn't a dream, you have a moment of what? Self-reflection. That real reality. Oh, I done messed up. Everybody goes through that. She been locked up some time. Now they're showing her. And she's seeing, you know, the reality of what she did. Under no circumstances do I support or defend this woman? Hell no. But I will say this. Her selfishness got her where she's at. And it also has her where she's terrified inside. Whether you want to believe that or not. Because after they gave that bond and she went back and told them inmates what her bond was, you know, those that have been locked up, they always school you of what things mean. You learn about the law more in prison than you do on the street, especially when you're in trouble with it. Girl, you ain't getting out. They saying this and that. They trying to, you facing 3 life sentences for first-degree child abuse, 3 counts. Now watch this. She been locked up. I've been reporting. News been reporting. People are watching. And they're telling her. One thing about jail, inmates watch the news. So she's watching herself on TV. You know what I'm saying? And then the thing that's crazy about it is she's hearing all this stuff and other inmates are hearing it too and looking at her like she crazy. See, it's one thing about jail that people don't understand. When you're a male in jail and you do something to a kid, they try to kill you. The same goes for women. So I don't think she's in population. But I will tell you this. The 2 things that upset me, I jumped off of that. I apologize. I got to get back to them. The 2 things that upset me about that situation was this, what they just showed you. She was staying somewhere else. And the lady said she stayed there. How did the news find that? That means they know things in the justice system that's getting leaked out that other people don't know. They know where she was at. And remember they said other people may get arrested? I'm more than sure that's true. And more than sure that's true. Why? They said the other guy, the second thing was she would pull up in front of the house and just chill outside for hours while your children are suffering in squalor inside. See, my situation with her, I think she went through what a lot of women with a lot of kids go through sometimes. They get overwhelmed. And at their young age, when having all them kids, and them kids almost stair-stepped, you get overwhelmed. The responsibility is greater than you thought it was when you had them kids. And what you do is you see all your friends that ain't in your unfortunate position they got to be, where they got to be a mom, or some of them are just in positions where the dad take them sometimes and they get girls' night out and you can't go. It bothers you. You're overwhelmed. Hell, I have my daughter every other weekend, and by the time she leaves, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Now imagine 3 children. This is just a reality. I'm not defending her. Just hear me out. Now, what I think was, she got to the point where she was like, My kids are old enough, they're walking and talking. Before she went out and abandoned them kids, I'm more than sure she was doing girls' night out and she was testing the waters with the children to see if they listen to her and do what she says. And her instilling fear in them to do right when she's not there. And when she got comfortable enough and opportunity presented itself, she left out with whoever and left them there. That's what I think happened. Under no circumstances is what she did right. But I can understand the dumbass mindset she got when she did what she did. And it's unacceptable. It is. You left 3 children alone. Some of them at single digit ages, wasn't even teenagers yet, or over the age of 10. And you left the boy to be the father of children and put adult problems on a kid. That's a kid, that's not a parent. He's a kid. The same burden you ran from, you put it on your son. That's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. Like I mentioned before, these girls were going through feminine changes, i.e. menstrual cycles and stuff like that. And you wasn't there to teach them what to do and how to handle that. That in itself is horrific. Then you got a boy in the house with them, not knowing what to do. What if, because they said this happened around COVID time, what if they still got COVID or one of them got sick? The DoorDash person that was delivering the food that you was having sent over there had COVID or something, or a sickness, and they got in contact with it, caught COVID or whatever, and died. You wasn't even caring about their life, development, or growth as children, or a balanced diet. They haven't brushed their teeth in 4+ years, or had toilet paper. I think it's more of she forgot about it. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, while living her life. You know what I'm saying? On her social media, she's advertising free drinks at a club, putting up the flyers and stuff. Yeah, drinks on me tonight, this and that. Showing food drives. They got free food here, but you never took none of your kids. I looked in the comment section on all the videos, and it's one thing that a lot of you guys say. They need to make her go over there and clean that house up, which they done already cleaned it up. But I mean, come on. You can clean up all that shit and them stains in the house, but you can't clean up the stain that you put on your children. You can't clean that up because their development suffered. You know what I'm saying? From the scarring that you inflicted on them from not doing the right thing as a mom. How you think their development will be later on? How much counseling you think they'll need? How much schooling? Because their education was retarded. Just like their development as human beings, not being able to see the ways and examples of an adult, whether you male or female. You abandoned 3 children, 1 boy, and 2 girls that needed you. Your example in life, how to be a parent, but then again, besides being a piss poor parent, you was a piss poor human being. And that's why everything's happening to you. And I can't feel nothing for you, and neither can anybody else. It was always an out. You had 1 baby that was with his dad, so you knew it was a situation where the granddad, who was on the phone, was talking. Said it was a lot of scarring. Regardless of the past, nothing's bigger than your children. Trust me, I know. And you didn't do that. In your own selfishness and neglect, you cared nothing about those kids. And the only person that paid the ultimate price was them. Because the punishment that you're going to get when you eventually get it is nothing like the hell that you unleashed on your own children by making them prisoners in their own damn home. A place you're supposed to love them, but you did nothing but ignore them. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.